Welcome to the SHAC Shack. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're going to hang out together for an hour, I hope, and doodle some dahlias. My glasses are filthy. There's a total film over them, but all is well. Come on in while I clean my glasses. And hopefully Paul is in the building with you. So he'll be able to answer any questions, and maybe he could let me know if the sound is okay and that this is working. Anybody there apart from me? Be great to know if you are there. Come on. Is anybody there apart from me? Have I connected well? It's 1 minute to 10, so we're early to the party. And my hope is that this is working. I don't know. I can't see anything from Paul. Maybe it's not connected. I don't know. Is it or isn't it? Oh dear, what have I done wrong? Good morning. That's better. Well, a little bit of delay there. Here they come. The reason that I was a little bit apprehensive was because I moved my Mac from up here into the house, and I just thought, have I unplugged something? You know how it is. Good morning, everybody. Well, there's a relief, and the sound is nice and clear too. Hopefully not too loud. Come on in. It's good to have your company. What better day? What better Dahlia than to Dahlia to colour in a Dahlia? Hey, come on in. Hi, Judith. Yeah. Now let me see. What was I going to tell you? Oh, Eric's fine. A bit mopey because he's got his leg in a splint. Poor little thing. If you're not aware, one of our cats he broke his leg. So poor old Eric's not doing so well. But he's all right. He's here. And the vet is brilliant in Forest Row. So they looked after him. And yeah, there you go. I'm a few pounds lighter again. If it ain't the teeth, it's the cats. Never mind. Such is life. Could always be worse, couldn't it? Eh? And he's all right. He'll be fine. 1 month cage rest. I mean, imagine having to stay in a cage for a month. Eh? So we shall see. Anyway, be fine. Come on in. And it's Linda Williams' birthday today. Happy birthday, Linda. Happy birthday, Leah. Yeah. It's only a number, love. Good morning from Norway. Well, good morning from England. That's one of the nicest things about the shack, apart from the fact that we stay safe, happy and creative and home and craft. But we're all over the world, you know, and that's really rather lovely, isn't it? And so we've been on a little bit of a flower trail over the last few weeks. And I do apologize for being a little bit more, it's a little bit more sporadic at the moment. There's just so much going on, friends. And I'm sure you understand. So it's always, pressure and schedules permitting, we always hang out on a Monday and on a Thursday at 10 o'clock. And then Paul keeps you company on a Tuesday with Groovy Tuesday. Clues in the name, Tuesday. So Mondays, Thursdays, 10 o'clock. However, if I have to go to the TV or things crop up or mum or dad and then I'm afraid I can't make it. But by and large, Monday and Thursday. So today's Thursday, Monday's fine. Next Thursday, not so fine because we're on telly. And so we're on with the last of the new and exclusive, the Linda Williams Christmas Treasures. They're on next Thursday. So, but we will hang out on Monday. And on Thursday, you really do have to tune in to Create and Craft because there's a special plate that we've come up with. I spoke to Linda about it. I said, what do you think? Can you do it? She said, yes, I can. And it's absolutely superb. So it's like It's like the culmination of all the collections that we've been working on and working with right up until next week. In a nutshell, it's really, really something special. So that's something to look forward to. And on Friday, tomorrow evening, I just want to get all the housekeeping out of the way, if you don't mind. On Friday, which is tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, I'm going to be keeping you company with a craft along. So we shall be looking at the last collection and doodling together and doing some groovy together. And the other thing that I wanted to touch on is all that lovely gold work that we've been seeing come through with Frances Knott and Gail and Linda and the ladies. They often use gold in their parchment. So I thought we'd take a little look at that as well. I've got some solutions from my paper crafting days as well. Works beautifully on parchment too. So we'll be touching on that as well. Well worth popping in for. Nice cup of tea. Nothing like a brew. I have got a crowner of a headache. I think it's the weather. Up, down, floods, roofy, leaky roof, roofy leak. Yeah. Yeah. It was a Dahlia to remember yesterday, I can tell you. But today's to Dahlia. Oh, I know. I'm going to really get on your pip by 10, 11 o'clock. And don't forget, at 11 o'clock, Tina's on Create and Craft. Yes, it is Tina. We were a little worried because Tina's mum's not well either. Just layer on layer on layer on layer, isn't it? For people, you know, layer on layer of crisis, perma-crisis. However, Tina's mum is stable. So Tina is trundling up. She'll probably be there by now to the TV studios. Yeah, I hope she's there because she's on telly at 11 o'clock. So Tina will be keeping you company with the Pergamano show at 11 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. And on Saturday also, all things being well, Tina will be up there again at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. We've got some smashing plates, smashing ideas. Yes, there you go. And check this out. Look at that. What about that for a Christmas cactus? Talk about a burst of colour. I couldn't resist putting him on the table behind me because he's absolutely glorious, isn't he? I know. Every year he gets bigger and more beautiful, like us. Don't we, Linda? Yes, we do. Bigger and more beautiful with every year that passes. We might have to cut back on the bigger bit. Okay, come on, stop larking about, Gray. Let's do some artwork. Now, the flowers that we've been doing, I think you'll agree, they've been a real popular thing, haven't they? Let me see, where did we start? Let's have a little recap. We have to have a little recap because there are always newcomers. And they'll be wondering where on earth we get our ideas from. Well, we get our ideas from up here, don't we? Yes, we do. Come on. So we started out with our tulips, with our tatty tulips. And what we were doing was we were looking at different colour. So on this one, for example, we coloured in the background. And then, do you remember we had a little bit of playtime with these mica powders? And we just picked 3 colours because they work so beautifully in different combination. And we tried the perfect pearl over the top of the watercolour pens, and it gave a really beautiful shimmer. You can see that. And then when we finished with that one, we went to the roses, and we doodled some really nice roses. And you can see there also we put a shimmer on the flower. So this time, instead of colouring the background, the negative, we coloured the actual flower in, and then we put a shimmer on with the perfect pearls. And then on this one, we put a wash over the back just to see if it would work. It looks really nice. So that was the second one. And then the third one was the Hope is a Snowdrop. Do you remember we did the snowdrops? And that at that point, we started mixing up the colours. So we used the blue, a little tiny. We used our mix mats, if you recall, and we mixed with a little tiny bit of water, the pearls, to get these lovely blue, super white colours, and you can see there how they are, how that's worked really nicely. And then we added, to get the lovely green, we put a tiny bit of yellow, gold, sorry. We put a tiny bit of gold in with the blue, and we got this really nice green, which is why I called it yellow, because obviously yellow and blue equal green, which is what we kind of got, a really beautiful green. So those two together equal green. And then our fourth one, let's have a look, right, was our Dahlia, which we've got up to penciled in. I went again with mine. I decided to go again and put it all together. What a day for a dahlia along the bottom. So that's me penciled in. I use tracing paper to get it all aligned and do it nicely. So that's me penciled and ready to ink and ready to ink and colour in. So what we're going to use today, I think we'll pass on those today. We'll put them to one side. All I'm going to use today is a micron pen. I've got my perga liners. I've got my perga liners on one side as well. Micron pen, these are these ones here. Now, what else do I need? I definitely need a sharpener. I'm probably going to use a couple of pencils. This is what we use, isn't it? I think I might use a couple of pencils as well. So I'm in two minds on this one, how to do this. I've got a couple of pencils there anyway, right, for shading. So I've got that. I've got my pen. I need a bit of, just a little bit of card. Let's just get a bit of card so that we can, that'll do, paper, so that we can check our pen. That's it. So we know what we're going to get. Right, we don't want it to be too thick. So let me see. We've got the, well, what am I using here? 0.01. Do you know, if I could find a decent 0.5 in my little stash, I might go, let's see which one's better. I might go with an 0.5 just to keep it super fine. Is there a big difference? Let's have a look. This gives you a chance to get yours as well. Oh yeah, I think I might go with a really fine one. Might change my mind halfway through too, though. And the reason that I'd say this is because when I was thinking about the colouring in, I thought, well, we don't want it to look too cartoony, if you like, right? We don't want it to look too cartoony. And we want to kind of do a little bit more with the pencils and the shading. So, but let's just ink this anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, at this point, you could just go with the pencil lines and not ink it in. And then you could always ink it in at the end, couldn't you, if you chose to? But I think I'm just gonna go out, do the outline now, only because it's one of a set and they will work together nicely. If that's okay with you. How is everybody? Yeah, everybody all right? Wow, such a beautiful flowering cactus. I know. Let's have a look. Let's just start. Come on. Cup of tea. Let's just get going. And then next week, we'll start something new. I've got something in mind, which I think you'll really enjoy. So let's have a look. And maybe I'll come in a bit closer on the top camera so that you can see better. There. And I think I'll get my eye in on the small one and progress to the large one. So let's have a look. There we go. And I think I'm doing this more for therapy than anything. I'm not even that fussed about the result. It'd be nice to get a nice flower, of course. But quite honestly, I just want to relax and let the pen do the work for a minute. You know, it really has been coming in thick and fast recently. And so we take it one day at a time, don't we? There we go. And straight away, I feel chilled. It's amazing what just a little bit of focus on something other than what's going on. Doesn't it make a difference, eh? You feel it as well. Honestly. I'm telling you, if you're not working on a dahlia, you know, even if you're not actually working on a dahlia, just take a pen or a pencil or a biro, whatever you have within your reach, and a piece of copy paper, right? And if you just literally take a circle like that, and then just start going round, making a daisy like this, really slowly, and concentrate. You'll find when you do this, right now, let's hop from this one to that one, to that one, to that one, to that one. Just keep hopping across from petal to petal. And you'll find as you start to do that, your mind, it just calms down. It does. It works every time. And you can get hop, 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 hop. And if you just do this with a piece of paper, I kid you not, it works every time, friends. And now the hopping will get too large. So I'm just going to straddle like this. See? So now we'll straddle. What have we got here? There we are. And now straddle between those ones. And now you're getting depth. That'll do. There. See? And if you wanted to, you could now, you could put a double line in on all these. And by this time, you're fully focused on what you're doing. See? Turn the artwork so it's comfortable for you. There. And you go round and round. And you started out with a circle and a little daisy in the middle, like that. And if you like daisies, draw loads of daisies. Just honestly, it works. It really does. Do you remember when we first started in the shack? We when the lockdown happened, it was that week, wasn't it? And we were doing the little birds on a wire. That was the very, very first hour. And I remember all we did was little birds on a wire just to try and calm our minds. And you know, we've come so far since then. But the process, the principle of those little birds on a wire is the same as the daisies, is the same as what we're doing with the dahlias. It's taking your mind away from what you're fretting about and redirecting your thinking. That's all it is. It's just redirecting your thinking. So for example, if you are new to us and you don't remember, let me just talk. When I talk about a bird on a wire, all we did we did a heart, didn't we? And then we coloured it in. And all of these, every single one of these shack get-togethers, then you do a little circle above the heart, like that. And then a little flick for the tail and a little beak. There you go. And then we did loads of them, didn't we? But there are lots of friends, Clarity friends, who are actually working their way back through, I don't know how many, there must be a couple of hundred of these exercises, these drawing and doodle and colouring exercises. And there are friends still, I see them on Facebook, and they're working their way through the chapters from isn't that great? And you know what? Here's the other thing. You can always go back if you're having a bad dahlia. Okay, we have good days and growing days. Good days and growing dahlias. Okay, when you're having a growing dahlia, maybe just dip in. If you can't join me live, dip into one of those chapters, you know, one of those sessions. Get your pen out, especially the very, very early ones, because we didn't know what we were doing, did we? You know? Yeah, worth thinking about. Right, back to me, Dahlia. Let's have a look. So I've done those two. This doesn't take long, does it? And then I'll do this one too. Did you manage to finish the two panels, or are you just hanging out drinking coffee? It's fine, you know. It's fine. We're glad to have your company. There we go. Dave and I went to Lyme Regis for the weekend. What a fabulous place, isn't it? I don't know if you know it. It's in Dorset for our foreign friends. It's on the south coast of England, and it's called Lyme Regis. Lyme Regis. Lyme Regis. Regis as in king. There you go, Regis. Lyme Regis. Really nice place. And so we stayed in a smashing place right on the seafront, and we went fossil hunting, and we walked for miles, and we were very, very lucky with the weather. See, one of the good things about doing black is that you can see the difference between the pencil. You can see it coming together now, can't you? Yeah, so we had a really lovely time. Walked miles, we did. Ate good food and just regrouped, really. It's been a while. It's been since we've been away. I know we went to Brooklyn, didn't we, to see Gracie? That was lovely, but that was in the springtime, I think. It's quite a while ago, anyway. You lose track of time, don't you? It's like with Tina as well. You know, it's the same at our place. You know, it's mum and dad, and so much to consider. And also, I don't know about you, but my wanderlust, my appetite for travel has, since COVID, it's kind of changed a lot. I'm glad that I did a lot of traveling in my younger years, because I don't feel that inclined now. I'm sure I'm not alone. You know, when you've got places like, I tell you what, when you've got places like Lyme Regis on your doorstep, it was only like 4-hour drive down to Dorset, and that was with really rubbish traffic. You think, why would you travel abroad? And you've got these wonderful places, these historic, fabulous. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I've been in lots of foreign places and I've traveled a lot, you know. But for now, I'm quite happy to stay local as in this country, you know. Let the young do the traveling, you know. Anyway, I've got a cat with a leg in a splint now. Can't leave him alone, can we? Hey. But I'm sure I'm not alone. Yeah, so where was I? Lyme Regis. What a nice place. And the chap that we went on the fossil hunt with, he was such a boffin, very entertaining and amusing as well, actually. Really fun. Which always helps with the learning, doesn't it? When you're laughing, you're learning. So that was cool. And actually, I mean, we didn't find much, to be honest. I found a few little bits and pieces, but nothing that you could put in the Natural History Museum, that's for sure. And you know, we travelled the trail of Mary Anning, the lady. You might have seen the film Ammonite with Kate Winslet. We'd already seen the film, but it was really cool to. It was really cool to kind of retrace her tracks. And yeah, people were quite down on the film because it's inaccurate apparently and so on. But I like Kate Winslet and I enjoyed the story, and whether she's gay or was gay or not is neither here nor there. It was a smashing weekend, and it was great to look for the building that she lived in and go and visit her grave. And you know, it was just interesting. Gave you a point to focus on, you know. But to be honest, when we were doing the fossil hunting, fossil hunting, that was a joke. I was more interested in the sea glass for my pottery. I really quite I had two pockets in my one for the fossils and one for the sea glass. And when I got back, the sea glass one was bulging because I kept thinking oh, it looks so beautiful when you crush it up and put it in the bottom of a bowl, you know. So yeah, that was it was fun, and it was different. I think that's the key, isn't it? Something different. And did we switch off from work? Not really. Well, I did when I was looking for sea glass and fossils. I didn't think about clarity then. But it's also, you know, for Dave and me, I mean, we are the business, we run the business, you know. And so sometimes it's good to step away. You can't see the spot you're standing on so well, you know. And so it was actually quite good to step away for a couple of days. And it didn't mean that we said, right, that's it, we're not going to talk about clarity, because that would be ridiculous. But it was quite good in that we talked things over while we were walking, or you know, we made quite some good decisions, and kind of regrouped. It's easier to see things from a distance sometimes, isn't it? So that's what we did, and it was thoroughly enjoyable, actually. And I'm sure we'll go back. Who's been to Lyme Regis? Anybody been to the Jurassic coastline? I know Ken has, because he was the one that inspired me. Oh, that reminds me. I want to show you me bookends that I made with the ammonites that that Ken brought me as a gift. Let me show you. Hang on, let me just finish this, and then I'll show you my bookends. Do you remember in the summer we even had a session on the ammonites, on the designer, God, that was so nice. On the designer parchment. Remember, we drew the ammonites and then we took the colour out from the back. I really enjoyed that session. That's one that you might want to. That's one you might want to look up if you missed it. Maybe Paul can dig out which number it was of all the different SHAC sessions, because that was a really enjoyable one. You just need some designer. You just need some designer parchment, and you're off. Oh, right. So let me show you. Shall I show you me? There we go. I said I would. I hope I'm really pleased with these. Now let me see. What's the best way to show you? Maybe this camera. Which arm am I moving here? Let's have a look if you can see these. Let it focus. Is that going to focus? Yeah, there you go. There you go. So you can see that I made these bookends, right? These are ammonites. And what I did was I pressed the clay into the actual shell, and then I made like an applique. Then on this one here, for example, there, I pushed it in, you see? And then I tried to make it look 140 million years old. And then I put black oxide over it and then took it away again. So it just stayed in the recesses. And then the patterns, the other patterns, all this, that's done with bits of Hessian. There you go. That was what it was. You could see the patterns from the Hessian bag. And then the white is glaze that I took a razor to it and scratched it all away again. So that's that one. They've got a pair there. Let's see if I could come on this camera. So that's the bases there. Is it like that? And that's what they look like. And this, I actually, when I put it on, it had I tore it to make the crack because I thought that it looks a lot like what you see. And what was really cool when we went to the fossil hunting afternoon, and we were looking for them, they really did look like this. You know, I hadn't realised how accurate they were. And this is my stab at I don't know what they're called, but there are these. I'm not very good with the names. Stegli is something or other. If you can see, it's like a squid. There is his legs. You get loads of those around as well. So I thought I'd try one of those as well. Anyway, not bad, eh? And that's the backs. There we are. And I thought I'd show you because I was, you know, sometimes you do things. Come on, we're crafters, we do things, and we're very, very self-critical, aren't we? And a lot of stuff that I do, I go, meh, not happy with that, not happy with that, meh, and then I put it away. And then every now and again you do something and it comes out of the kiln and you're like, yes, brilliant. And this was one of those occasions. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, there you go. And then she smashed them. It's all right. Whenever you smash something in pottery, you always look at each other and go, kintsugi, which is the Japanese way, you know, when they put the gold in, when something's broken, they repair it, and they even highlight the cracks with gold. So every time I smash something, I go, a kintsugi opportunity. I think if I smashed one of these, though, I'd be beyond kintsugi. Now, where were we? All right, Dahlia. Come on, then. Let's have a look. Dahlia. So we've done that. Let's do the outside, and then we can spend half an hour on the colour. Good idea. I'm going to do number 1 on the outside. That's it. There we are. Okay, round we go. So what else do I want to tell you about? Oh yeah, okay, Grey Friday, here we go, the sale. You may have noticed that every weekend we've been... Oh, I'm going to start at the wrong end. Every weekend, we've been having a kind of a weekend sale, and it's been we did a really big parchment sale, and then last weekend we did cards and essentials and things like that. And now this coming weekend, we're going to go for what we're doing this. Oh yeah, my faves. It's all mixed media stuff, mixed media, pastes. Yeah, really paint, paste. Lots fibers, I think. I won't tell you what everything that's on, but anyway, it's all to do with mixed media for sure. And I think the reason, let me explain why we're doing this, because of the current climate, and we do enjoy Grey Friday. Of course we do. We call it Grey Friday because I always think Black Friday sounds like something a bit ominous. So we celebrate Grey Friday, and usually leading up to Grey Friday, we have a week of non-clarity products. That's what we do. And usually it goes from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have all the non-clarity products, and then on Friday we open the sluice gates and we put a blanket sale on everything at clarity. So I was thinking, because of things the way they are at the moment, it might be easier for everybody involved if we take that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we bring it in over the weekends leading up. It's a slower kind of traveling gently sale, if you like. So that's the reason why. And so this weekend, again, lunchtime at Friday, gently does it. And we're not shouting about it, or, we're not trying to push it. We're just explaining that it's there. We're doing it differently. We're traveling gently. We need the revenue. Of course we do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, oh, we don't need it. We do. But I'm also very mindful of the climate at the moment. So we're just doing it gently. That's the only word I can think of. And then next week, then it'll be all the clarity things, not the newest stuff, but certainly all the groovy, the designs, what we make, what comes out, where we can make more rather than have to order more, So that's what we're doing anyway. Just to keep you in the loop, that's the idea. There you go. So we've done the Dahlia, we've done it, and then I've got what a day for a Dahlia. Right, I think I'm going to put this in as well because I can. What a day for a Dahlia. Right, keep going, Gray, and up we go. What a day. Just keep writing. For nice. A Dahlia. Dahlia. That would suck if you spelt it wrong. It wouldn't be the first time either. ... Nice. What a day for a Dahlia. Cool. Happy with that. Right now, colouring. Ammonite started at episode 266, Paul tells us. So if you wanted to do it's really cool, really, really cool. And you need the designer paper. I'm trying to think which one I used. It was particularly good. Was it the Northern Lights? The Northern Lights one? I think it might have been the Northern Lights one. Anyway, you'll have to see. But don't buy any until next weekend, obviously. Any designer parchment, I mean. Don't go buying the parchment. Just wait a week until Grey Friday. Okay? Because everything that was been on If we've still got it in stock, it will go back on, and we've definitely got parchment. Yeah, and then we use these pens, which work really well. Northern Lights, Ken says. Thank you very much to Ken. There you go, I was right. Alrighty. Colour. So what we're going to use is our pencils. And I thought, before we do this, because the thing about, let's have a think. I did a bit of practice. Look, I did a little bit of practicing. Look, different colours, tried out different tricks, tried to work out how to get different, right. And also tried it without, if you did it without blacking it in, you have to use a lot more, you have to do a lot more pencil work on the shading to bring it out that way, which is why I decided to go this way. One of the things that I like about dahlias, if you, rather than colouring it right to the edge, it's nice if you can leave a little, see the white around the top. That's what we're aiming for. So I tried a couple of different tricks. First of all, I took a white B pencil. Okay, I tried a couple of different things. Let me show you. So for example, let's try it on a scrap one. So I try, if for example, you just go and you kiss the inside of that black line with the white B pencil, like that. Then when you go, let's go with a dark colour. I've got to get really tight to see this, I think. Right. Just as an exercise now, before we crack on. So I put a white, let me go again on, let me do that one there, right? Just so you see what I'm talking about. And let's do this one here as well. So I'm just going to put a, see, it'd be like watching paint dry, trying to see me do the, don't press too hard, right? Right, so I've got the white around the edge. So if, for example, let me take, I'm going to use a red so that you can see it well. But you'll see as I go up to the edge, as I venture up, automatically it acts as a resist. You see, I'm not, as I go up to the edge, I automatically get a resist. Do you see that? Which is quite, so then, for example, to get that feeling, that sense that they're curving. If you look at dahlias, often they're like curled, aren't they? They're like little cups. The shade comes from the fact that they're all little cups all joined together. So to get that effect, if we just stay with these two, and then you'll understand what we're trying to do. It's going to be darker down here, isn't it? Because the cup, right, like that. So you'll see it's got to be darker here. See, now I'm really pressing hard. Three lots there. Bit hard on that one, Gray. Right, but you can see that's how you get that. Do you get where I'm coming from? If I do it with a pencil, this is the darkest part here. Here. Now the thing is though, with the white, right? When you put white down, it acts as a resist. If I run across this, right, a pencil can handle pencil, but if you it can handle a graphite pencil. See, I can, but it's still, even then, it does act as a resist. It's like a wax barrier. Yeah. So if you want to put, the reason I'm saying that is if you want to put shade in here, all these pencils are B pencils, say, right? If you want to put shade in here, you're going to struggle putting shade in over the top once you've, see, I can't, it doesn't matter how hard I press, I'm struggling to get the shade in. But if you put the shade in first, really lightly, then it's much easier. See? So for example, I could, this one here, if I put a little bit of shade in here first, what pencil am I using in? I wonder if it's not working. Have a look. 2H, never going to get much shade with that. Let's try a black one, a black B, right? See what, if I go in with this one now, right? So you can go in. Let's see where I want to get a shadow, like here. right? If I go in over the top, there, now that works. See? So I can go in and I can add the shadow. So my thoughts on this are that we could, it's easier if you put it in first. That's what I'm saying. All right, I'll get there in the end with my, but I think it's worth showing you that. So we've got two things to consider here. The first one is if we use a white, there are so many different, you could just take a red pencil and go for it and just avoid the edges and then put, you know, we know how to shade, we know all that. These are just little tricks to explain how to get shade in. And you've got to consider where the light is hitting, you know, all those things. But I think it would be really nice just to have a quarter of an hour of colouring, yeah? So if I were to take my red pencil now, let's have a look. I've got my red pencil, my white pencil, and then maybe I would prefer to use a grey rather than black. Black's a bit savage, isn't it? So if I go with one of my polychromos, yeah, I like these. I'm going to use that one. That will give me a good indication because they're the same sort of pencil. The polychromos are the same type of pencil as the Pergolina B pencils, the ones that have got B for blending. They're also wax based. So I've got my piece of scrap there so I can see. I'm going to start, let's go to the large one because this is the one that I want to work with. So I'm going to add a little bit of white on the top edge, just on the top edge, like that. I think that'll work. And I'll do I'm no expert, but I know that this will help keep the white like that. And then I'm going to take my red and I'm going to really lightly, just on those outer ones now, I'm going to avoid the edge anyway, right? And I'm just going to start in the middle and I'm just going to, with light circular motions, I'm going to go to the outside. So if the white's there, great. If it's not, if it's there, it will help me avoid the edge. And if it's not, I'm not going near the edge anyway. See where I'm applying the colour is in these cups. You get it? So I'm just going to light circular motions. Literally, all I'm doing. Oh, the sun's coming out. Can you see? Look, just like that. Oh, the sun coming out. Wonderful. There. So circular motions like that. That's how you colour in. Okay. So light colour first, light layer. I'm going with a dark colour, like red, so that I can get real contrast. There we go. And I'm just sticking to the inside of the cup, like that. Already looking good. I wonder if I ought to just, because the light, let me just, hate to turn the light out, but I think it will help. Is that better? Yeah. So I'll open it again in a minute. Right. Here we go. So don't forget, at 11 o'clock, don't forget to switch over to watch Tina work her magic. She's a trooper. There you go. So please go and support Tina. And then that's at 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Yeah. And then tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, Facebook Live. I've got till then to tidy this place up. It looks like the proverbial bomb has hit it in here. That's the trouble. You can't do it all, can you? And you have to accept that you can't do it all. And so you just do the important things. And ironing and keeping this room tidy are not important. But then there comes a point, I don't know about you, but I think, oh, I've got to sort this out now. I can't leave it like this anymore. I struggle to work after a while because it's such a mess. So I do what I need to do. And then, like today, I think, right, that's it. Today's the day where I have to really, really have a clear out, because I can just about get in the door. Oh, I'll tell you another thing I've decided. This is mad. For the month that poor old Eric's got cage duty, right? He's got to cage rest. All right, for the month, because I've been piling on the weight again. I don't know about you, but I don't know. Is it the age thing? Is that what it is? There, doesn't that look? You can see it already, can't you? By leaving that white round the edge. It really helps, doesn't it? You see? And then and the white pencil, if you have a tendency to travel too far, then that will just stop you going that far. Okay? But it's nonetheless. So we've got that one. Now can I just try something? I know I'm winging it a bit here, but let me just, where's that great big bag of, I've got one, that'll probably do. Ah, here we are. Hang on, let me lean over. See if I can find a clean one. That'll do. Okay. Blending nib. Let me see if do I want to blend it yet? Let me just check. Because I was just thinking that might be a really good way of getting, before you put too much pigment down, I'm not wrong, before you put too much pigment down, you make the triangle. Yeah. See what I mean? Right. Yes. 100%. So you take hang on, let me find a handle. They're being made. They are being made. I am being told that the handles, that's the biggest issue since the Dutch let us down. The handles will be with us before Christmas. Woohoo. Right, there you go. Very much so. Can I say, as if that this is the point at which you want to blend out the colour, leaving that white edge. It looks so pretty. I don't know if this is showing on the screen, but it definitely works, friends. Right, so you're going to get that colour and you can go, right, so because the nibs are so, there you go. Do you know my mum she still packs these nibs for us? Every single little pack of nibs that you buy, my mum's packed them. Keeps her sane. You see? That's the whole point, isn't it? Helps us massively because we're so short-staffed, and keeps mum. She says it gives her a reason to get up in the mornings now. And I think, well, in that case, mum, keep going. I'll tell you another thing that she's good at, that she's doing a lot of for us, is these little fellas, these little companion swatches. She enjoys doing them as well. You see? Mum needs to feel useful. Who doesn't? Hey? Who doesn't need to feel useful? It's true, isn't it? It really is true. There you go. I think this looks really cool. Let's turn it around and have a look. Yeah. So smoothing it out, right? It blends that edge so it's not too stripy. See? So you still got the white, but it's not. Doesn't that look good? Yeah. So here's one for you then. let's take a vote. Should we start something new on Monday? Because the thing is, we can only do Monday. Or shall we finish our Dahlia like properly? Should we do our Dahlia and colour it in really well and do it like nicely? Or are you sick of Dahlias yet? Come on, take a vote. Do we stick with the Dahlia, bit of project completion, or do we start something new on Monday? Bearing in mind that we can only get together on... Oh, that reminds me, have I got that blooming... I'm trying to think. No, well, anyway, come on, stick to the plan. Should we stick to the Dahlia? Come on, take a vote. Paul, general consensus. Thelma Mills, stick to the Dahlia. Dahlia, stick to the Dahlia. Finish the Dahlia on Monday. I love you, friends. You knew, didn't you, that that's what I wanted to do? And I won't have time to, but I will if we do it together. Let's stick to the Dahlia. Look, looky. Doesn't that look... See what I mean? Now, if that don't look like a Dahlia, then I don't know what does. Stick with the Dahlia. I might have got my sketch done by then. Yes, Pat Hoskins, whatever. That sounds like my dad. Let's please draw. It's so helpful. Okay, excellent. So there you go. Nice, huh? Well, that's what we'll do then, friends. We'll carry on with the Dahlia and we'll do the shading, make it really pop. Because we haven't done any colouring like this for quite a long time. Not this kind of colouring, have we? You know? Nice. All right, friends, that's what we're going to do. So don't forget, tomorrow first things first, at 11 o'clock, it's Tina. So I'm going to stop wittering on so that you can go and watch Tina. And then that's 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And then tomorrow, don't forget the craft along. That'll be cool with the gold. And also, we're not just doing gold. We're going to do one of the projects as well. And then on Saturday, it's Tina again. Brilliant. So that'll be fun. That's at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock on the main channel on Create and Craft. Yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, and then on Monday, we're doing a Dahlia, darling. Okay? Thank you, Paul. Look, I'm in it now. It works, you know. It really does. It really does. If you get out of your head and you stay with your hands, like Pat says, draw anything. It really, really helps. Draw a daisy, draw a dahlia, but whatever you do, draw something. Isn't that true, Pat? Yeah? And thank you for... Oh, I love the colouring techniques, really relaxing. You're welcome, Thelma. And so that's what we'll do. I'll get off so that you can grab a cup of tea and then go and watch Tina work her magic. And other than that, yes, thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping us company. It works. It swings both ways. My headache's gone. There you go. And I didn't have to take a pill. Now I'm going to go and see what little Eric's up to. Lots of love to you. Paul, thanks for your help. I'll see you on Friday night. Be there or be square. Bye-bye now.